What's up everybody, and thank you so much for watching this video. Today I'm going to be doing a product review on two things that I received from Sephora. The first one is going to be an actual makeup applicator, and that is the Cake and Bake liquid and powder makeup sponge. I have already removed it from the packaging and I went ahead and got it damp. So feeling this right now in my hand, like, it feels a lot like a gel material, almost like the Tempur-Pedic mattresses where when you put your hands in it, it comes right back up, but it leaves a little bit of an indentation, kind of like a gel. I'm super excited to try that out. I've heard really great things about it. I know several of the makeup influencers on YouTube have raved about it, and I'm definitely interested in trying that out. So we will be using that to apply the foundation. And the next thing that I am going to be testing is the Tarte Clay Stick Foundation. I have heard kind of mixed reviews on this, honestly. The coverage isn't that great, it doesn't last, but it's really good for your skin. It's a very light to medium coverage, not full coverage, but I am definitely interested in trying something lighter for the summer, just because it is so hot where I'm from and no one likes their face to melt off during the day. So I'm super excited to test this. I received it from Sephora in a deluxe sample. Like, I guess when you order $35, you type in this code, you get it sent to you. But I was super excited when they offered this because I have been dying to try it, but I don't want to pay $40 for something I'm going to absolutely hate. So I'm going to go ahead and start by priming my face, and I'm going to use the Estee Edit Pore Vanishing Stick, and I just like to apply that to my T-zone where I have the larger pores, and I like to kind of just blend it in, pack it on with my finger, and make sure that, oh, there's no straight hair, make sure that it's nice and in my skin and not just pretty much sitting on top. And then I'm gonna go ahead and spritz my face with a little bit of Smashbox Primer Water, which is also another one of my absolute favorites. Okay, so to start, I'm gonna go ahead and take the Clay Stick Foundation, and I'm just gonna rub it on my skin. It's a little light, but they didn't offer like a ton of shades in the testers. The one thing that I will say that I'm not a huge fan of with stick foundations is the amount of product that you're actually getting. You're only getting, I think it was half an ounce in the original size, which in my opinion, if you're paying $40 for a foundation, you normally get an ounce. This, you're only getting half of that, and I feel like that's, I don't know, maybe I'm just being weird, but I feel like that's a little bit excessive, or like a ripoff in my opinion. Okay, so applying the stick was very easy. The foundation went on very easy. It had a difficult time on my forehead because I just sprayed it down. So I'm gonna go ahead and start by buffing it out with this sponge here. Okay, so right off the bat, I can tell that I need more product because it is very lightweight. It is not full coverage at all. So if you are a full coverage queen, I do not recommend this product as far as like if you like that cake face look. This is not gonna do it for you. It is blending out very nicely and it is sitting on my skin very nicely. It's just very sheer in the areas that I do like a little bit more coverage, like my forehead and my cheeks and my nose. Now, as far as the sponge goes, it's a little awkward for me to hold in my hand. I feel as I'm so used to holding like the round, you know, you can kind of squeeze it. This one's a little bit more difficult to squeeze because of the texture of it. So just be warned. I mean, I don't hate it because it is blending out the product nicely. It's just a little bit more awkward to hold in my hand. I look like a crazy person right now, but who fucking cares? Sorry if you don't like the salty language or whatever, if that offends you. I cuss sometimes. I'm human. There's so many like stipulations on being a parent and so many things that they say that you shouldn't do as a parent, but it gets a little old sometimes. Okay, so now that the foundation is on, I'm going to continue with what I would normally do, which is concealer, powder, the whole 9 yards. I am gonna go ahead and put my brows on off camera, so I will be right back. Okay, so I just took a break to do my brows and all hell broke loose. It's been about 2 hours since I've even been able to film. Sorry, I'm having nuts as a snack. But Maverick is sick. The girls need a nap bath. We're going to a kind of like a Broadway show of Beauty and the Beast tonight. But we're gonna go ahead and move along and conceal this face, and I'm gonna use Tarte Shape Tape in Fair. I'm dying to try a new concealer, and I have one in mind, but it's a little pricey, so I have to wait. And this has Maverick's drool all over it because I handed it to him so I could do my brows, and it's all sticky. I'm actually shocked at how long this has lasted me. I have had this one tube of concealer since February, and it has lasted me quite a long time. All right, so now I'm gonna take the cake, what is it called? The cake and bake sponge, and try to pat this out and see if I like it. I can already tell you that it is an adjustment, but I do enjoy how easy it is getting into like the little awkward corners, like right here in your nose, right underneath your eye. I feel like it definitely allows for easy access to those areas. Okay, so concealer's on. Now for setting powder, I am just going to use the usual Coty. I'm upside down so I can shake some out. The Coty Air's Fun. And I'm actually going to try this with the sponge. I'm just gonna tap right into that. And I'm gonna bake. All right, so I'm just gonna pack that onto my nose very, very well because my nose is the worst. It always breaks up on me, and it always just, it's just a big pain in my butt. I'm just gonna lightly pack that onto my cheeks. I don't want heavy, heavy, heavy powder or anything. I just want a dusting so that my foundation stays put. MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, a Thanga, and we're just gonna pack that all over the lid. This stuff makes a huge difference. I used to be a full-on hater of primers, of eyelid primers, because I was like, no, I'm not wearing a primer. And then I was watching several YouTubers and reading a bunch of different reviews and product reviews on certain ones. And I read that primer just helps accentuate the colors that you're using, and I love to use bright colors. And it also helps the product stay in place longer, and it helps the blendability. So, you know, I kind of had my mind made up that I wasn't ever gonna try one, and then I picked this up, and I'm hooked. To start it off, I am going to possibly break something. If I broke something, I'm gonna cry. All right, so hopping right in here, we're going in with the Jaclyn Hill Palette in Beam, which is the shade right here. I'm slowly but surely trying to get them down pack, and it's coming along. I like to raise my eyebrows a little bit when I'm doing this so that it gets rid of all the creases that are in my old little tired eyes. Okay, so then for the next step, I'm a really cool tone type of person. I love warm tones, but I prefer cool tones also, and a lot of eyeshadow palettes don't really offer them, which is a little irritating that you don't see a lot of cool tone eyeshadow palettes out. I know Sephora just came out with one that I am dying to get my hands on, and I will eventually. You know, money is basically, it doesn't grow on trees, and I don't have a job, so I have to rely on my husband. And you'd think I would have learned to turn it off the first time. And basically, we have bills, we have kids, they want to play sports. Things come before this, and that's exactly how it needs to be. Okay, so jumping right in, I'm gonna take the color Sinful from the Clarity Matte Eyeshadow Palette, which is this gray toned color right here. And I'm just gonna blend that in with a Morphe M441. Okay, so now that that transition shade has been laid down, I'm going to find this mythical brush. Going back in with the Jaclyn Hill palette, I'm going to dive into the very darkest shade in this palette, which looks like it is called Abyss right here. Oh my gosh, Jessica. I'm gonna dip into Abyss, which is right here. And I'm gonna use that on my BH Cosmetics number 6 brush. And I'm going to pack that onto the outer corner. Okay, so as you can see, we are creating, like, this brush helps so much. I'm not even joking you, but it creates such a great line. And we just really applied the majority of that color Abyss on the outside of our eye, and then we worked it into the center, and we're gonna leave it just like this. Blend it out as best as possible. Right now we're gonna go back in and fix it, of course, but this is just to lay down kind of like the structure that I'm going for. The classic eye, in my opinion, and I'm gonna do the same on the other side. The next thing I'm gonna do, don't worry if you can see it right here, it is kind of flaking off, but we can go in with a makeup removing wipe and clean all of that up at the ends. I'm gonna go back in with the Morphe 441, and I'm just gonna blend and with no product on it, or with whatever was left, and I'm just gonna blend everything together. So I am gonna just take a makeup wipe and run it up like that to create a nice line. And I am gonna do it the same under my brow, because it did kind of run like a little too high. It's been a rough week, and I know it's been a rough week for several people in my family, and it's just, people can be so hurtful sometimes, and really just, if they see that you're happy, or if they see you trying to have fun, there are those people that always want to ruin a good time for you. I'm just taking a little bit of setting powder and just running that where I just kind of took some of it away. Okay, so now for the lid shade, I'm gonna use my MAC 247. I'm gonna spray it with some of the Smashbox primer water, and I'm going to dip into the shade Princess from the Jeffree Star Beauty Killer palette. I've really been loving this thing recently. I kind of forgot about it, and I got it out of the archives, and I've really been loving it. And I'm gonna start by packing this color all over the lid. Okay, so to blend the two together, I'm gonna go back in with the BH Cosmetics brush, the number 6, and I'm just gonna run right over that harsh line in the center and just do kind of like a swirl right over that. You see how now it's blended together, and I'm gonna bring it forward right here so that it doesn't look super duper crazy. I'm gonna do the same over here. Looking at it in the mirror, I'm not super pumped about how it's looking in the front. I kind of wanted a little bit more of like a pop right there on the front. So I think I'm gonna add, I'm trying to think of what I should add. I want something a little bit different right there. The black's not standing out as much. Everything kind of just washed away, I feel. Okay, so I'm gonna try this and see if it works. This might be like the worst plan that I've had, but I have this shade from ColourPop. It's not really focusing, but it's like a lavender shimmer. It's called Hippo, and it's one of their Super Shock shadows. Yeah, that's doing nothing. All right, so I'm gonna go back in with the darker shade from the Jaclyn Hill palette and just deepen my crease back up. Or my outer corner, I'm sorry, back up, because I feel like it has lost its depth in the blending period here. See, that looks better to me already. Okay, so moving on, we're gonna go ahead and do liner, and I'm going to do a wing because my name is Jessica and I have a problem. I love winged eyeliners. It's just my thing. It just transforms the eye look, in my opinion, and I just really enjoy doing winged liner. And for eyeliner, you guys know the drill. I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Eye Studio gel liner in Blackest Black, and I'm gonna take that on my MAC 208. And we're just gonna wing it. Okay, so my camera stopped recording. I just did this eye. We're gonna go ahead and do this one. Why it wants to mess with me today, I don't know. Okay, every 5 seconds I'm needed, but Addie pooped and she was literally on the toilet in the dark and she's like, I'm done. And I figured that that's the case, but yeah, so I'm back now. Liner is finished. I'm trying to decide what brow color I should do. And I'm thinking of using this little brow highlight thing that I got from Benefits, because I really like it, but I don't know where my sharpener is. I want to say that's in my bedroom and Maverick's sleeping, so Lord knows I'm not trying to go up in there. So what I'm gonna do is desperate times call for desperate measures, and I'm just gonna scrape off what I can and use that as my highlight today under my brow. Okay, so for contour, I'm going to go in with my usual, which is the Shade and Light palette. I'm gonna use the shade Subconscious, which is this one right here, the most used one. And I'm gonna take that on an e.l.f. small tapered brush, and I'm really gonna kind of chisel them out. Excuse me, someone's getting a butt whooping. Dear God. Okay, again, here we go. I'm gonna use the e.l.f. small tapered brush and the Subconscious color out of the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. If I have to go downstairs again, I'm gonna set this house on fire. I'm gonna chisel my cheeks out. Okay, so now that I am contoured I guess, as I add more on. We are gonna go right along and go into blush. And I'm gonna use the BH Cosmetics number 4 from the travel kit. And I am going to dive into the Model Zone Sculpt and Glow Contour Palette. And I'm going to use the shade Afterglow, which is this pink one right here. It looks so much like NARS Orgasm to me. So it's a dupe, and you get all of this. I think it was 15 bucks, if not less than that. So definitely check them out. They're a newer brand at Ulta, and I really like that whole kit. I took it with me when I traveled, and it was awesome. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is line my waterline, and I'm going to use the Tarte Man-Eater liner in just black. Alright, so I'm going to go back in with Sinful from the Carity palette and just buff out the under eye hair. Oh, and stab myself in the process. I hate that. Okay, so really quickly, while I have like just a couple of minutes, if that, I'm going to finish this look up. I went ahead and did my lashes. For my inner corner highlight, I'm gonna go in with ColourPop's Tassel on just a synthetic e.l.f. brush. And I'm just gonna pop that right into the inner corner. Okay, so this train wreck is gonna continue to move forward, and for highlights today, I'm gonna do a little bit of a cream highlight and then a powder on top. So I'm gonna use the ColourPop Hippo, and I'm just gonna use that on my finger, and I'm gonna tap that into my cheekbone right here. This is a very light color, so if you are not a huge blinding highlight person, I would definitely recommend this to you. Okay, so for highlights today, I am going to use the Model's Own Sculpt and Glow Contour Kit, and I'm gonna use this shade right here. It is a beautiful highlight, and this is called Lights Up. And the two Hippo and Lights Up paired together just create such a gorgeous highlight, which isn't, I mean, it's blinding, but when I'm looking at it in the mirror, it's so pretty and just hits the cheeks just right. Have a little dab of that on the bridge of my nose. I don't want to go overboard with it like I normally do. I just want to keep it very subtle. I am going to blend it a little bit so that it doesn't look just like one stripe. So as you can see now, it kind of looks a little bit more uniform and more blended into the skin. All right, so moving forward to lips, I'm sorry to be kind of rushing this along, but like I said, I have a ticking time bomb, and the girls are kind of entertaining him so I can get this done. They're being team players right now. I'm gonna line my lips with MAC Subculture Lip Liner. And I never knew this, but lining your lips before putting on, like, I don't know why I never line my lips, but it definitely creates a nice structure. For your lips. Like, I'm gonna start doing it more because I noticed that my top lip kind of disappears once I put on lip gloss or lipstick or something. And I did lip liner the other day, and this color is like not showing up on me at all. Why, God? Why today? And this one's not sharpened. Is this one? Yes, okay. Honestly, my NYX pencil in the shade, what is this in? mauve is showing up better than the Soul Culture one by MAC. All right, so finally we have come to the end, and the only step that I have left to do is setting spray. And I'm gonna use the Glam Glow. I've been watching tutorials like crazy, and I kind of picked up on a new little trick that I want you guys to try out for me. Excuse them, they're running back and forth. They are totally being angels right now, helping me with their brother. But the trick is to spray your face with whatever setting spray that you prefer to use. Don't open your mouth while doing so, because you'll taste it. And then taking your beauty sponge and packing the spray in all over your face. Okay, so this is the final look. As I will close the eyeballs so you can kind of get like a glimpse at everything. I want to thank you guys for being so patient with me with the craziness of having kids. This is what mom life is. I don't really get a moment. I have to take them as they come and seize that moment and motivate myself to make a video or to do something that I need to for myself, whether that's going to the gym or taking a shower or doing something while I have time. Being a mom is a full-time job, so for those of you assholes out there who want to sit and talk about how being a stay-at-home mom isn't a full-time job, I have two fingers for you, and that's just to let you know that being a stay-at-home mom is a full-time job, and half of you MFers couldn't do it even if you tried. So to all those moms out there, you're kicking ass, and don't ever let anybody tell you that you're not, and continue doing the best thing that you can and just be there and be supportive of your kids. I appreciate you guys so much for watching this video, and I will be back in the future for more. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful day. Bye.